Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are in New York and we are here with Florian Klein. How are you, Florian?
Exhausted but good.
Exhausted. Is it because you're working so hard on this new musical that debuts next week?
Yes, sir.
I love it. And it's called Shooting Star Musical. And I'll read for a moment. It's a semi-autobiographical musical about the award-winning gay porn star Hans Berlin. So everybody's going to be very curious about the story behind all this.
And I'm telling the story behind all this now.
You are. Now just tell us a little about your musical and where did all this come from?
Well, I wanted to be an actor, and I'm originally from Germany. I came to New York 20 years ago and studied acting here in New York. And in 2006, I moved to LA to become the German Brad Pitt. It didn't really work out that well. I did a lot of catering, and I started go-go dancing. And then go-go dancing, basically, that was around 2011. I was recruited to do porn because back then there was still a lot of porn done in LA. And at first I was like, well, thank you, because I was already in my late 30s. And I was like, okay, if you think I can still do porn, thanks, but I'm a real actor. Like, I don't do that. And then at some point I realized I love sex. I'm not really a successful actor, so why not? Yep. So I started, and I have to, like, now I'm like, oh, my phone is exploding. I have to put this on focus because my computer has this nice little focus option, because otherwise I'm getting distracted with my amazing life story. Anyways, I got into the industry. I started doing porn exactly 10 years ago when I finally said yes. Once I got into the industry, I thought, this is such a fascinating world. I want to write about it. And one of the first guys that I shot with was Jesse Aris. I definitely had a crush on him. And Jesse Aris used his money that he made in porn to have his own music recorded, and was performing at Mickey's in West Hollywood. I also saw him in London. And he was performing in a jockstrap and sneakers, the singing porn star, singing songs about, I'm your porn star baby, call boy ahoy. So I thought, a singing porn star, maybe we can do a jukebox musical with his music and set a story in the world of gay porn. Wow. And then the idea manifested. His music was just not that diverse to turn it into a musical. It was not ABBA. Yeah. So I shared the idea with a few people, and one of the things I still love about living in the land of opportunity, you have a crazy idea and you always find someone who supports you. Funny is that I found actually composer Thomas Zaufke in Germany. That's where I had my first reading of, back then, porn, the musical. We switched it then to Shooting Star because it became clear. Porn the musical sounds like a farce. Sounds like priests that sing "We love porn" and dancing dildos. But we have a full-on musical, as the LA Times called us, a heartwarming tale of misfits. So one of the songs was called "Shooting Star," which of course is a double entendre. And then we changed it to Shooting Star. I also, along the way, got Eric Ransom as my fabulous lyricist. And I found people who wanted to give me money, and we did the first production in LA in 2019. Yeah. We were sold out. As I said, got some really great feedback from LA Times, and won some awards and got nominated by the LA Stage Alliance. And then the pandemic happened, and I turned Shooting Star into a screenplay, so that is still in the works. Yeah. But when the pandemic, well, kind of ended, because we still have to do COVID tests here and all of that. So COVID is still a part of the theater world. Yeah. I thought I want to do something with it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring Shooting Star to a New York stage and get things done by myself, and got people involved, magnificent, amazingly talented people. And now Shooting Star is going to open next week. Yeah. And it almost feels unreal. So that was everything, like, in a nutshell, because The idea was basically born in 2013. So
Wow.
now, almost 10 years later, I have a full on musical. And while I'm sitting here, uh, inside, I have 9 actors dancing. I have a choreographer. I have an associate choreographer. I have my costume designer who's going to come in a few minutes. I have my music director, my director, of course. So they're all sitting in there and turning something that started as a crazy idea, a musical love story set in the world of gay porn.
Yeah.
Because in the show, my character, who's 20 years younger than I am, is in his early 20s, same story, and he falls in love with his first co-star, who is the porn singer in the show. His name is Jesse Apollo, and yeah, the audience has like an hour and a half to find out if they actually get together in the end. If love exists in a world full of sex.
Well, all I could say is that when I watched your trailer, and which we're going to have at the end of this interview, so everybody can see it, but the quality and everything. I mean, it's you've put together a really top-notch production, though. I loved what I saw.
Yes, and it was funny to see the reaction. Like we did a couple of testimonials after the performances in LA, and
Yeah.
people were like, "I never thought I'd get so emotional about songs about porn."
Yeah.
And they were all surprised that it's actually a full-on musical. And I love naked boys singing, but that it's not just naked boys singing and fucking and whatever. Sorry, I just said the F word. That it's actually a full-on musical, because I love 90s movies, and the same way as Pretty Woman is not really about prostitution. It's a beautiful love story.
Yeah.
And even though it's super cheesy in some ways, I'm definitely someone who keeps watching Pretty Woman over and over and over again, because it just makes me feel good. And that's what Shooting Star is the same
Yeah.
way.
We all have those in our lives, but
Yes.
what's interesting too here in New York is that what I was reading, it's an immersive theater, right? So everybody who's there really feels like they're part of the show.
Correct. We're doing a little bit of a test run. So the audiences here in New York are a test audience, because to produce this show in an off-Broadway theater currently would be between $1 and $2 million.
Yeah.
And I couldn't raise all of that money. Our budget is definitely smaller. So we're bringing it into a club, and it makes it immersive, because a lot of the scenes in Shooting Star take place at the Black Rooster. And the Black Rooster is a fictional club in LA where all the porn stars and their admirers come together. So the location here in Brooklyn is called $3 Bill, which is the premium queer nightlife and circuit party spot. And $3 Bill is going to transform into the Black Rooster.
Yeah.
I changed the show in many ways that it's more immersive, that we break the fourth wall many times. So you can come to the theater, you can drink. That's a bottle of beer. Like, I know it keeps disappearing. You can drink, you can have a great night out with your friends, and you feel like you're part of the show, because as I said, we're breaking the fourth wall. You get addressed directly. It's not one of those creepy shows where it's like, hey, you're a porn star now, come on stage, and you have to participate. No, you feel like you are similar to Cabaret, that you are not at the Kit Kat Club, but you're at the Black Rooster, and you're witnessing what's happening at the Black Rooster.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm going to miss the opening, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing your performance this year.
Correct, because it's a little misleading on our advertisement. It says 14 shows only, but we're spread out all the way through December. Our last performance is December 18th. Only the last performance because it's close to Christmas. We don't want to do anything too close to Christmas.
Yeah.
That's why, basically, if the whole concept works and people are flocking out to Brooklyn to see the show, then there's nothing speaks against getting extended in January and February, however long we find an audience.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to both seeing this and seeing you and meeting you. And it sounds very exciting. And I'm just really glad you were able to take a few moments of your work day here today and share some of the story with our audience.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. And one side note, when you come about an hour earlier, because the show starts at around 7:30. At 6:30, the doors are open, and we have a little erotic market with porn-themed drinks and sexy photo ops in our lobby area and the bar area. Yeah. And you're gonna feel like you're gonna step into your shooting star experience.
I love that.
You feel like you're really part of the show.
With a little bit of an with Instagrammable moments thrown in between.
Totally. Yes. A night, because that's one of the things about I think nowadays everything becomes more expensive. Broadway is expensive. So I think with Shooting Star, my thinking is you can have an amazing night out with your friends, because you don't just sit and see a show, as that you're becoming part of the show. And you can still like interact with your friends before. We also have table service and premium seating only, so you can drink during the show and join our naughty little family.
I love it. Well, thanks
again. Sound like an infomercial.
You do it so well. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, can't wait to show it to you.
Take care now.
And you.
You got to party like a porn star, 'cause that's what you are. When others go to bed and when we get to the bar, let go of inhibition, the rest are just swine, 'cause other people's limit is our starting line. People's limit is our starting lines. I always end up alone. Where's the love in all the lovers? Where's the love in all the lovers? Where's the love in all the lovers?
My love, he was my